Hey guys, Mish9399 here, back for another episode of Farming Simulator 2015. So from the past couple of episodes, guys, it has been a long journey. We've come a long way in terms of money and I think equipment. And I've also learnt a few things in terms of how to put it, the forestry equipment. Now, pardon me, I've learnt that the equipment that we used a couple of episodes back, I think in episode 7, with the forestry trailer and trying to pick up the logs we tried to pick up, I didn't really use the mouse options to its full potential. You had the left click and the right click, but you also, to actually grab hold of things, you had to use both of them down together, which I didn't know until not too long ago. But anyway, that's beside the point. So that was a little bit of waste of money and we resold it back off, but that's fine. We'll jump back in here. I have done 3 harvests of barley since last episode. Took me quite some time to get through, but you know, that's how we all roll, I guess. So I'll jump on in. First things first is I haven't actually cultivated any of the fields or anything like that. I've just kept them how they are. Now, I'm fairly sure it was last episode we actually purchased ourselves a new tractor, which is this guy and this cultivator. Now, I've been, in between episodes, I've been looking at a few things and a few different ways we can go about it. Now, looking at our Dutes Far here at 263 horsepower, what the next tractor I'm going to purchase is a couple of these New Hollands. Now, the reason why I want to purchase a couple of these is because the cultivator we're using now was 47 grand and it's 8 meters wide, and it required the 250 horsepower. Now, this guy here is a 10 meter working width for a 400 horsepower tractor. Now, I know the other tractor I just told you about is not nowhere near that sort of thing. But if we take a look at this guy who's a 12 meter, he only requires 300, and the tractor that we're looking at getting next is 320 horsepower. So I derped up a little bit. I should have looked into it more before jumping straight in, but either way, our next step is not to get this. It's to get that same tractor and a sewing machine. So this particular one here is a 6 meter and 180, so we can definitely buy it and, you know, get away with it. This guy here though is a 9 meter working width and 320 horsepower. So the tractor that we're looking at getting at the moment, or next, will pull this and will still be fine. And when we get into the biogas stuff with the corn, this little guy here at a 9 meter working width is 180 horsepower is required. So that's still going to be fine. So the 2 biggest equipment in the seeders we're going to be able to pull quite nicely, and same with the, you know, the larger cultivator. So my plan is, guys, eventually is to get ourselves one of these guys with one of those tractors, our seeder with one of those tractors, and I'll probably get maybe one of these little guys just as a, you know, touch up or something like that. But that's pretty much where I'd like to go to. So the next thing on our agenda though is to A, get ourselves a new seeder, and B, a new harvester. Now, I'm not 100% sure as to whether I want to get the harvester first, the seeder first, or whether I want to forget all that and turn around and jump into our forestry equipment. We've already got ourselves one of these guys, so we don't need that one. I'd like to get ourselves a planter, and I'd also like to get ourselves not this, but this guy, because he comes with his own tractor. So yeah, and then obviously we'd like to get ourselves one of these eventually. But I think us just cutting up the trees with a chainsaw will be perfect, and we can sort of go from there. So basically that's where we're up to. I haven't decided as of yet which way I'd like to go first, or whether once we actually sell off our barley that we've got in here. Oh, it's not that button, it's this button. We got 3 loads full, which I think per load we got 96,363 worth out of that. Now, as you can see, we got a great demand on wheat. Ideally I would like to wait for a great demand on barley, but I think we just go ahead and sell a few loads. But first things first, I think it's a grain elevator, but I'll just double check. Yeah, grain elevator is the way to go for barley. So first things first, because this tractor's got a little bit more guts about him, we're going to use this guy to tow our trailer and set off some produce. I also demolished this tree here in between episodes that we had there. Just well, I thought about getting him ready to sell, so to speak, but I'm not too sure what way we'd like to go yet. So let's load up with some barley. Let's just get into a better position. Oops. Alright. So guys, like I said last episode, I haven't actually put it out yet. I'm still rendering episode 7, which is actually where we failed miserably in terms of forestry equipment. We ended up, I think we went out and purchased the smaller trailer back log picker upper thingy-my-bob. Not sure what you would call it. That's what I'm going to call it. We purchased one of those guys and we failed miserably with trying to grab the logs and all the rest of it. But I've looked into it, I've figured it out. I know where we went wrong, which is a good thing in a way. But yawning, tired. But a little bit of a waste of money because we went and sold it off again instead of just waiting. But either way, we'll just forget that ever happened, I guess. So this here is the grain elevator, as we are all aware of. And I must have put that fence coming through as I couldn't turn. Sell off all that goodness. Look at our money going up. So guys, the other test that I'm doing today as well is to see which is going to get us the most money, whether that be barley or whether that be canola. I've done 3 loads of each, and I think that per load canola was obviously more. I think I have to get this sticks. I can't pronounce that word at all. But I'll have to figure it out. But either way, we'll sell off all our barley and work out how much we've got left over, and work from there basically. Yeah, these 3 trees here, guys, got in the road of our larger harvester, and we're going to go drifting now. Tractors yet again. I think we done that last episode actually. Whee! Oh dear. Anyway, let's keep going. So guys, I hope I won't have to make the decision as to what we're going to buy next, and we'll just have enough money in the account to turn around and buy it all. Because ideally I would like to, obviously get that new seeder and the new tractor, get ourselves that new harvester, and also get enough equipment to get us going with the forestry equipment as well. One thing I would like to also start off with very, very shortly, which I may even forget about buying anything and just buy the stuff I need for it, is to possibly get into sugar beets as well. Because I haven't done that on any of my Let's Plays yet. I haven't actually done it myself yet. Same with potatoes. So I'm not too sure as to what way I'd like to go about it. But we'll sort of, I'll have a think about it. I'm not sure whether I'll do anything this episode. Ooh. Sorry guys, I'm yawning like no tomorrow. Quite a late night last night. Didn't drink at all. Sat up and basically played Farming Simulator most of the night. So yeah. But yeah, I'll see how much we've got left in terms of, well, not so much produce but money. See what money we've got once we finish selling all this off. Basically work from there as to terms of what way we go, whether we get ourselves just a seeder and maybe expand our farm, or whether we get ourselves a seeder and a harvester, or just a harvester, or do we just stick with the forestry equipment. It's sort of all out there in terms of what to do. Oof, almost had that going. So easy just to drift through here. It's probably a good thing that we don't have to worry about purchasing new tyres and things, isn't it? Because that would be pretty disappointing. So this is our 3rd load, guys. We've tipped over the $500,000 mark, so that's a good thing. We're definitely making progress that sense. It's good. Let's ponder our way back up. Check out that. That too low. My awesome driving skills, guys. They're fantastic, aren't they? Beautiful, mate. How much we got left coming through there? Okay, so we've still got a few loads to go. Still got about 4 loads to go, I think. So what I might do, guys, is just quickly pause this here, and I'll see you once we're on our final load. See you in a second.